Hello everyone, welcome back to my table, and welcome to the third episode of Essence&Encounters. This is where we look through the 2024 Monster Manual to talk about the creatures inside, their history, and how to run them. Now I need to think about how I'm going to get B-roll for air, because I guess we'll see. Maybe some wind? We'll have some wind. Today we're looking at page 13 of the 2024 Monster Manual and the monster known as the Air Elemental. Now, before we continue, there's going to be an announcement at the end of this video that's in the title, so make sure to stick around for that. Now, the Air Elemental, it comes from, of course, the elemental plane of air, like the Aarakocra. However, these creatures are often more rare unless otherwise summoned by a mage powerful enough to summon these creatures. When they do spawn in reality outside of the plane of airbending, they converge atop mountains next to a nexus of planar energy. More often than not, they look like an arrangement of clouds, but they can be made of many other things, such as a wide variety of gases, a cloud in the shape of an animal, or another misty mass. But you know what that means. The fart elemental is real. It's canon. We can make it happen. But for the Monster Manual, it says it tends to come in deserts and mountains and planar areas, such as specifically the plane of air. And it makes sense that they show up in a desert because of all the harsh winds that can be done in the desert. Now move on to the stat block of the Air Elemental, and they are a large elemental, and they are neutral alignment. They have an AC of 15, 90 HP, and a walking speed of 10 feet and a fly of 90 feet. Gotta go fast. They have a 14 in strength, a 20 in dexterity, a 14 in constitution, a 6 in intelligence, a 10 in wisdom, and a 6 in charisma. They ain't winning any beauty contests. It has resistance to bludgeoning, lightning, piercing, and slashing damage, so most weapons, even magical, are going to struggle on these guys. They are also our first monsters with immunities. These are immune from things like poison and thunder damage, which means they'll not take any damage at all from these sources, so if you do like a witch bolt at them, they won't take any damage. Next, they can't gain the exhausted, grappled, paralyzed, petrified, poisoned, prone, or restrained, or unconscious conditions. Because wind can't get tired, try grappling a cloud for me, and have fun making it go prone. It has dark vision out to 60 feet and has a passive perception of 10. It speaks Primordial, but specifically Aura, the air elemental version of the language, and finally it is a CR5 creature. They have a singular trait, that being air form. Air form allows them to be in another creature's space at the same time the creature is in there, and being able to fit into spaces as narrow as 1 inch without having to struggle for movement. Now we move on to its actions. It has multi-attack and a Thunderous Slam. A Thunderous Slam is a meaty hit with a +8 to hit with a solid 2d8 plus 5 thunder damage. Next comes Whirlwind, which is its most powerful ability. A creature in the space of the Air Elemental needs to make a DC 13 strength saving throw, or take a huge 4d10 plus 2 thunder damage and be pushed 20 feet away from the Air Elemental, basically launching them in another direction. On a pass, they only take half damage and are not launched. But if a person is launched, they also go into the prone condition, which is kind of hard to get out of because you have to use half your movement to get back up. Now we move on to an encounter for these guys, and this will be for a group of 5 level 5 adventurers. Just like the adventurers we used before, we're going to be using the Warlock, Fighter, Cleric, Wizard, and Monk. The Sovereign Valley, a place where many people travel to make it through the Fellway Desert. It is known for its top-end tavern known as the Blooming Cactus, having quite a good cactus ale. However, as the party enters the town, they notice that the tavern has been damaged out front, and some people are hurt in the street. Some say it was a tornado of some kind, while others said it had a face like a wicked smile of a devil. It, however, did not stop here, going down the road path to the next small settlement. The barkeep says he'll be ready to put them in for the night and give them a round on the house if they deal with this wild tornado, and he and the others will stay back to rebuild and recover. As the party gets there, they see the tornado has just reached the edge of Wrigglehelm, the next city, but the party intercepts. Roll initiative. This map is made by Foxy Maps on Patreon. By rolling initiative, the monk goes first, and decides to run up and try to punch it. But with it being resistant to bludgeoning damage, he'll have to think of something else. The air elemental goes second, getting a slam attack before launching the monk back towards the cart, almost knocking him into the cleric. Next is the fighter, and he, at this level, most likely has some sort of magical weapon, and he will attack as well, but unless that weapon does something other than bludgeoning, piercing, or slashing damage, it will be resisted. Next is a cleric who will use a guiding bolt, dealing the first good deal of damage to the elemental. The elemental will let loose a loud, deep gurgle after getting hit to show that it's actually getting hurt at this point. The warlock will then use Eldritch Blast, getting advantage to hit because of the guiding bolt. Lastly, the wizard, seeing that force damage is dealing some good damage to it, is going to make a swift casting of Magic Missile, and the turn order goes back to the top. The monk gets back up, using half its movement, but then he attacks using his Way of the Essence&Dragons subclass, making his unarmed strike deal fire damage. But now being able to deal full damage to it, the wind gusts faster as it takes damage. The wind elemental will attempt to hit the fighter and the monk, hitting the fighter before moving into both creature spaces, launching the fighter back, knocking it back into the cleric and knocking both of them down. The cleric is just not having good luck with this. And the monk passes his strength saving throw, being stuck at the center of the whirlwind with a low amount of hit points. Now this is where we would allow creativity to come in. When it takes fire damage, would it turn into a fire elemental or something? Or when the player goes down, will it launch the creature away from the party so that the party will have to either go around or through the air elemental to get to their downed party member? Or will it take damage from an attack once and then cause it to resist that type of damage until they take a new type of damage, as the air elemental adapts to the party's attacks? Now, that's it. I'd like to thank my Patreons, Zergtree News, Nyx Hunter, and Vixenville. Now, before we continue to the end of the video, it's the part you've all been waiting for, the giveaway. Now, I have a fresh monster manual here. I got it, I have one already, so I wanted to give it away to my subscribers. So here's how you enter. You must be subscribed, you must like the video, and then you must comment on the video what monster you want me to cover next with your Twitter handle. And then follow me on Twitter. That way I can message you if you win. I'll be picking a winner as I produce episode 4 in this series, and I will cover the shipping and such so that you can send it to you. Now, this giveaway only works for the United States unless you want to help me pay for shipping international, because I can't afford that. Because, geez, I'm already giving away a book. Now, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. Enter the giveaway if you want to enter it. And support your local game shops, enjoy your adventures, and roll safely. Safe travels!